Welcome back to MMA Underground, your favorite part of Tuesday. I'm one half the dynamic duo known as Buddy V, killing it with the one and only
Sam K. And shit, man, we got a phenomenal guest in the building. He's new. He's on the come up. He's Streetbeefs West Coast own. Grizzly in the building.
Let's go. What's
Coming
up, guys?
off of a nasty KO. Coming off of a nasty KO.
That was wild.
I was just saying,
I tell you, man.
The fight just dropped recently too. I was peeping it the other day. I was like, "Oh yeah, Grizzly."
Yeah. I was really excited. My whole family, man. I've been getting so much support over here in Modesto. You know, I've had people come up to me like, "Oh man, I've seen the videos," and that's just wild for me. You know what I mean? Because I'm a very like closed-in person. You know, when people have seen me on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and they come up to me like, "What's up, Grizzly?" It's mind blowing, man. So it's been a wild ride for sure.
Awesome, brother.
Oh, sorry.
Nah, go ahead, buddy.
No, I was gonna say. I mean, there's a lot of positivity out there, but have you ever encountered a sly hater real quick where they're like, "No, that knockout wasn't too impressive."
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, like I think everybody's probably done it, but like going into the comment section and just kind of like going through every single one of them, you know what I mean? Because it's like I was saying, like I'm a very private person, I kind of keep to myself. But when I put myself out there, it's kind of like I got to see what they're saying, you know what I mean? Like I got to see the negative and the positive. And I mean, it's not terrible, a lot of people they are hating, but at the same time I got to take it as like, yeah, I should have a little bit more head movement. I shouldn't drop my guard so much, but I'm just an aggressive fighter, so to them, it's whatever, bro. Like if you can't get in the ring, just close your mouth. You know what I mean? Like 90% of those people, they wouldn't last 10 seconds with any of us here. You know what I mean? So it's whatever.
Facts. And I got to say, man, as always, there's always a few haters who pop up out the woodworks, but truth be told, man, the majority of what I see is love, and admiration when people watch your fights. So, don't let that get to you. We all experience it. And again, let's talk about this last fight, man. For those who don't know, who did you fight?
Kong, man. Yeah, big shout out to Kong for sure. Yeah.
Shout out Kong.
He told me before, like, hey, I've got a lot of power, and I was like, yeah, man, you got power, you know what I mean? I kind of like let that fuel the fire, and I mean, I just went from there, and like my coworkers, they're always like, they're like pressing buttons and stuff, like, oh man, he's gonna get you, and it's like that really pushed me to go a little bit overboard, you know what I mean? I felt like I was way more aggressive in this fight than I was with the last two, so. I mean, I don't know. It's just one of those things.
Absolutely true, man. This was a huge fight at the 4-year anniversary. And I got to say, man, I was watching both of you guys before you stepped in the ring. Kong is coming off of a nasty finish from his last fight. So I'm looking at both of you guys. I see you pacing. I see you getting yourself together in your head. And I'm like, man, I think Grizzly's nervous. In my mind, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, I think Grizzly's nervous. I'm looking at Kong. I'm like, man, I don't know, bro. And to see the fight firsthand in the ring, bro, you put whatever it was, you put it behind you and you went straight forward and went for the kill. And like you said, you were very aggressive. The head movement, people were going to talk, but you handled your business, with a heavy hitter at that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've been in and out of the boxing gym for a long time. Shout out to Bad to the Bones over here on 7th Street in Modesto. And I mean, they've really got all the fundamentals there. And I just I learned from them. I learned from the best. I got to spar with pros. You know what I mean? And all of that set me up for Streetbeefs. You know what I mean? Because I never saw myself competing in amateurs or pros or anything like that. So Streetbeefs was like the next best thing for me. You know what I mean? It really, really like it was the dream that I wanted, and I signed up for it just like out of just sheer luck. You know, I was like, maybe they're gonna take me in, maybe not, and they did. And I was like, oh my gosh, you guys should have seen me. I was in Walmart and I was tripping. I was like, oh babe, they look, they're gonna have me on Streetbeefs. And she's like, what is that? And I was like, it's Streetbeefs. What are you talking about? I've been watching this since I was a kid. You know, I was tripping. Everybody was looking at me. It was wild, man. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's crazy to hear. How long were you at that boxing gym? Because I mean, when you come out there, you obviously you have that style and you look like you know how to handle yourself real well.
Yeah, at that boxing gym, man, since I was like 18, 19, I'm 25 now, so it's been a while. Been a long while. I mean, I'm talking about hundreds and hundreds of sparring and just a lot of work at the gym with all different shapes and sizes, you know, especially like the heavyweights when I would spar pros, man. It's like a whole different ball game. You get sparked in there and it's like, man, you either get up or you don't. And that's like the make or break point, you know? So like getting hit by those guys, you know, it set me up. Cause when I was boxing at the gym, I was like 180 pounds, you know what I mean? And then I packed on all this weight, just, you know, I just kind of let myself go. But the thing is that I had dropped from when I was in high school to I was 275 pounds. I was a lineman in high school. And I dropped a crap ton of weight. Yeah, no, seriously, man. Like that's where I get a lot of my speed is because I had dropped so much weight. You know what I mean? And then I got the speed and the power for heavyweight. So, I mean, it was just kind of meant to be. You know, I mean, I couldn't see myself being 180 pounds for the rest of my life. I mean, I was sucked up. I mean, if I could show you pictures of what I looked like then, I look sick. You know, and now I feel good inside this weight. So.
That's crazy to hear. That's like, man, I love it because I mean the speed, the power, I mean everything you have. I mean, I enjoy seeing it. And do you see yourself wanting to fight somebody within your weight class in the West Coast? Because I know there's a lot of heavy hitters, and I mean you didn't just come and say, hey, I'm a fighter. You came and put your name in the sand and was like, woo, I'm here to stay. I'm Grizzly.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know, anybody that's from the West Coast, East Coast, I mean, any yard, it doesn't matter. You know, like if y'all want work, I'm ready for it. Yeah, scrap yards, you know, anybody that's in my weight range, you know, if you want some work, let's get it, you know.
Ryan 619 has to show up to these events. That's the only issue. That'd be a good fight. But the man was scheduled for a title fight. You know, hopefully it goes down this month. We'll see. Someone brought up you versus 619 would be a good fight, which I agree. That would be an interesting match. But like I said, he's scheduled for a title bout.
Title bout, yeah.
Hard in the fight.
So hard to fight.
Tell Tank, set it up. You know what I mean? I'm ready. I'm always ready. You know. I mean, give me a week and I'll be back in shape, you know. It's not that hard, you know, like, I don't know. It's just muscle memory for me, you know. I mean, I can stop working out altogether and then run for a whole week and be ready to go. I mean, truthfully, like, and it's not even me bragging, you know what I mean? So they canceled my flight because I always fly. I don't like to drive from Modesto. It's just too far. It's like 7 hours and then I have to sleep for like maybe 2 hours and that's it. So they canceled my flight an hour before I was supposed to be on the plane, right? And then I have to drive 7-8 hours to Vegas. I get to my Airbnb. I'm on an hour and 30 minutes of sleep. And I still got the knockout. So imagine, you know, what I can do with 7 hours of sleep. You know what I mean? So it just, I mean, this is one of those things. I mean, not trying to brag. I'm just saying. Kong, love you to death. You know, all my homeboys, Seraphim, Skipper, y'all some monsters, you know, but if I get more sleep, I don't know. I'm just saying.
Hey, that says a lot.
Yeah, you did only what a handful of people did on your debut. You did 2 fights in one day. I mean,
yeah. I mean, and like coming from the gym, you know, I mean, my coach, the trainer, Tony, it was like back to back. I mean, I would go like 30 rounds with numerous different people. It was kind of like what do you guys do, like Shark Tank that you guys do at yeah, so it was something like that. And I just got used to that, just fighting a bunch of different people with a bunch of different styles. And that's why I was like, let's do it, and Tank was like, hey, you wanna fight Seraphim, because his match dropped out. I was like, dude, let's go. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't just come here for one fight. I'll fight 3 more times if you need me to,
That's dope. So with that being said, would you ever be interested in doing a Shark Tank within the West Coast? Because we have done those a couple times.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, if enough heavyweights come out, or even, if some guys from like the 200 pounders, if they want to catch these hands too, like we can make it happen,
So what they've done lately, or really from the start, is they basically ask anyone who's there, anyone who wants to jump in. So it could be anywhere from 125 all the way to, 250 plus, Okay. It's just a matter of, who's available and willing to jump in. But yeah, that would be dope too. That would definitely be dope to see.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
go ahead.
Oh, no, I was saying, like, because we started Central Valley Gents over here, like the fight group. Stank was telling us to do that. So Mark he's crazy, man. He'll fight anybody. Broke Mark, he'll fight anybody. So like that'd be awesome to see. I know we're like way out of the range of weight, but I know Seraphim will do it. I know that Skipper will even do it. Kong, I'm pretty positive that he would do it too. So I mean, those guys off the top of my head, they would for sure jump in the Shark Tank with me.
Dope. We had a question directed towards you from Heart in the Fight. They had asked, at any point in the Kong fight, were you ever hurt?
A lot of my family was asking me that too. My eye had swollen up a little bit. I definitely felt those jabs, you know what I mean? Because I like to slip. I like to slip when I throw the jab, just so I don't catch one. It'll just glint past my head and I catch him with the jab. But he's really good at just sticking that jab. So he was catching me in the eye, and he kept getting me in the eye. And so yeah, it's swollen up. I mean, hey, Kong got me, man. Yeah, Kong definitely got me. So yeah, I was. I wasn't terribly hurt, but it did sting. It did sting for sure.
Your head didn't move with some of those hits. I mean, you got hit. Your head was like it was hitting a wall.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
Yeah, definitely.
What's that? Oh, sorry. I was at Heart in the Fight. Also asked if you had any favorite street beef fighters. It's interesting to hear, who some of other the favorite fighters are, the killer fighters.
Killer fighters. Favorite fighters, man. I definitely have to say, Beast. Beast. He's man, that guy's badass. You know what I mean? He showed me a lot of love, and I had just met him. You know what I mean? I had just met him, and bro's he's really just chopping it up with me. He's like, dude, yeah, like. You went in there, you went in to kill, you know what I mean? You had so much energy, and he's like, just make sure that when you're going in there, that you're not willingly taking that punishment. He's just, he's really cool, really humble, you know what I mean? And even after a beating that he gave Shinigami, he was just super humble and really chopped it up with me. So he's definitely my one of my favorites, Tiny Tank for sure. I had seen him before I actually started fighting fight a few other people, and I was like, damn, man, that guy can move. Like he's quick, and then who else? I'd say, Seraphim, Skipper, Kong. But yeah, off the top of my head, that'd be my go-to right now. Just what I've seen, what I've seen in person for sure.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Now the other gentleman we were supposed to have on actually is a participant of the BKFC as a fighter. And being part of Streetbeefs, we are given many opportunities because there's so many eyes on us. And I know you said you hadn't ever planned on going pro, but with so many eyes on you and so many people knowing the level of damage you could deal, if BKFC had offered you something, would you consider doing bare knuckle, or would you prefer to keep it with gloves only? Or
Oh, absolutely. I mean, yeah, those boys get down for sure. Bare knuckle. I mean, if they if they'll have me, you know, I'll go out. You know, my whole family, you know, all of Modesto, at this point, they're all supporting me. You know, and I might as well. You know, I can't just sit around. You know, like I love my job. You know, and I love to be here in Modesto, give back to the community. You know, but I like to fight. You know, and if there's an opportunity to fight, I'm there. So yeah, they just give me up. You know.
So that brings me to a good question. You liking to fight, where does that stem from?
I'd say definitely back in the day. I mean, you know, I got picked on a lot when I was younger, and it was before, you know, I knew how to, you know, fight or anything. It was like I was the big guy, and they would always have, you know, like 5 or 6 friends. They would try to come and pick on me and stuff, and then I figured out, like, man, I'm a big guy. What am I doing letting these people pick on me, you know? And I remember my first fight, I was like 3rd or 4th grade, and someone had pushed me off of the Foursquare. I don't know if you guys remember that Foursquare thing, with the big bouncy ball. Yeah. So it was my turn, and the fool had told me, like, "Hey, no, it's my turn." And all his homies tried to gang up on me, and I just lost it. And I put him in a headlock, and I started beating the side of his head, bop, 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 and I just, man, I blew up. And then after that, I was like, man, I gotta do something. You know what I mean? So my mom got me like a boxing bag, and from like a very young age, I just remember, you know, hitting the bag, you know, not a lot of technique because I was little, but I mean, it just carried on. And then, you know, I got into high school, and I saw Streetbeefs, and we actually had started a fight club at the school. So everybody would get together. I would have 300 people at the school just lined up outside, and we would just box until there was blood, and, you know, like the Campbells would come and break it up. And it was called Davis Brotherhood Boxing Club, and there's like a bunch of fights on there, you know, just like super unedited, super raw, but it was just so much fun to just to continue that, you know.
That's dope.
Yeah, that's kind of cool to hear the evolution. And so you're gonna go see some raw videos of you beforehand, before you got extra swole.
Yeah.
And Streetbeefs is like the natural transition from that, it sounds like, you know?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't know. It just, I've always loved, you know, like working with the camera, and then, you know, especially fighting. And yeah, I mean, you see YouTube, and you see like a platform, and then you see these guys giving regular guys like me, regular guys like everyone else, an opportunity to come and put on a show, either put on a show or not, you know? And so I took that chance, and you know, like, you know, God willing, you know, all glory to God, made it happen, you know?
That's great. So I'm curious, because you said that, you know, you had box training in the gym and stuff, and you said you were a linebacker.
Yeah. So I was nose guard, or no, left tackle, right tackle, and then I played like D line. So I started offense and defense. I pretty much never got off the field, and like all the conditioning, all the running, it kind of translated into boxing after that. Because I mean, football didn't really work out. I mean, for the majority of football players that are coming from high school, it either works or it doesn't. You know what I mean? To take it to like a professional level, or even like a higher, like D1 college level, but you already have like all that strength and conditioning from football. And then if you can translate it into putting it onto a bag, or, you know, hurting someone still, you know, that's where it's at.
Absolutely. Did you ever wrestle at all or anything too, or no?
Not. I played basketball, you know, and I wasted my time with basketball. I really should have got into wrestling, because, you know, I always liked the UFC, but I just never got like that ground technique, you know. And I feel like that it's kind of late to start groundwork now, you know, at being
Never
25.
too late. Never too late.
Okay. Yeah.
You're in your first prime, your early first prime.
Sure.
I can definitely see you throwing your football brain into a grappling, jiu-jitsu, wrestling. I see it, bro. You would be a beast.
Yeah, for sure.
Not to mention, I mean, look at some of those master divisions. Sorry, look at some of the master divisions.
What's the Masters division?
But like WA or from the West Coast or Anomaly from the scrapyard. I mean, they're still kicking butt, at an older age
Yeah.
and showing, no matter how old you are.
Yeah, definitely. And see, that's so cool, when you see like the older heads still chopping it up with everybody, and like they're still chunking it. I mean, that's just a testament, like Samke said, you're never too old to keep on fighting. If you got that fighter in you, then use it.
Yes, sir. I wanted to ask, bro. Oh, go ahead, buddy.
No, you go ahead.
I wanted to ask, how did we get our nickname Grizzly?
I'm not really sure. I think it's just because I'm an aggressive person naturally. I've always been, a brawler in the gym. Just I fight hard, I train hard, and like if the other person isn't willing to put in like that 150%, then they're gonna get eaten up. 90% of the time I do not come to play. I'm gonna hurt somebody. Somebody will get hurt. And I mean, we all know what we signed up for. It's a fight. It's a fight at the end of the day. I mean, we can be friends after. We can fight and then be friends after. That's just how I see it. So, yeah.
But I guess to be more specific, what was the moment that Grizzly was created?
Oh, so I had seen a video, and it was Joe Rogan talking about grizzly bears and like being the most like ferocious. And I was like, it all just clicked, and I came up with that like right before coming to Streetbeefs. It literally right before coming to Streetbeefs, I was like, that's it, that's the name, because I couldn't think of anything. I was like at a complete like stalemate with the name. And then I watched that video and I was like, boom, that's it. You know what I mean? I don't know if anybody else is using it, but that's my name now,
Yeah. No, it fits, bro. It fits. I've seen that Joe Rogan clip hundreds of times. There's a couple of them. Yeah, it fits.
Dang, that's a good one of the fight. Woo! I like outside of fighting. What's your favorite part of a Street Beefs event?
Oh, what's your favorite part of a Streetbeefs event? I'd say just like collaborating with everybody after, like getting to like talk and like getting to meet all the other fighters, you know what I mean? Like especially like with Seraphim and Broke Mark, shout out Seraphim, shout out Broke Mark. Like we became really good friends after our bout, and so just definitely the collaboration, like there's a lot of love with everybody that's there. And I mean, if there's not, then that's about it. But yeah, I mean, that I guess the collaboration afterwards,
Facts.
Those birria tacos, man.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, absolutely. Grab a beer after too. Can't lie, I will drink after a bout. Mandatory. You gotta celebrate a little bit after a victory for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I'm curious because you said you'd be willing to fight a couple other people, and you already fly as it is. You've been a fan of Street Beefs since high school. I mean, are you gonna make a checklist and visit the OG yard, visit Dirty South, come hit up the scrap yard? Because I mean, it's like unlockable cages, different turf, different environment.
Yeah. I mean, definitely, man. If I can sign up for those events, if they'll have me, I'll definitely go out there. I just need to plan a little bit ahead. Obviously further out, the tickets get a little bit more expensive. And coming into like the winter era of tent, it's things kind of slow down. So I just got to be a little bit more cautious with how I'm, planning out these trips, as far as paying for everything. But yeah, definitely. I mean, if they'll have me, I'll come out there for sure.
Oh, they definitely would, bro. Definitely would. And you definitely got to plan ahead and plan according to the season.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, the season can feel, sometimes that cold weather makes those stings just a little bit more. It's like, damn, like I'm punching, I'm hurting myself now, man.
Yeah, that smack of leather and cold air, nothing like it, man. Nothing like it.
And then the humidity over at the OGE art, their summers is a little bit different, from ours. So, and then the mud, if it's the mud cage that you're at, there's so many different factors,
Oh yeah, I didn't even
What
know
was
about that. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I'm what?
Oh, real quick, OG Yard is AZ, right? It's Arizona,
No, OG Yard is Virginia,
Virginia. A scrap yard
that
is
Washington.
Washington.
So the
Okay.
one in Arizona, that's us. That's just like when we want to have special events, we do those like 3-4 times a year.
Oh,
When we want to use the special cage, the hot box cage. But
got it.
that's us. That's West Coast.
Okay. Alrighty, for
Now
sure.
Virginia's got like maybe 3 different rings they use. They have an indoors cage, they have an indoors boxing ring, they have an outdoors cage with mats, they have an outdoors cage with grass or mud, or depending on what it is. And then I think there's one more cage that they use for like one time a year type shit. But
Okay.
and then scrapyards, they got the best cage with the turf. So
Okay.
and the
For
cameras. But yeah, man.
I was gonna say I like that question from Go See. He actually asked if you think it'd be worse to be in the cold of the Pacific Northwest or the summer heat of Nevada and Arizona.
Dang. I mean, I've definitely fought in both elements. I mean, here in Modesto, the weather is very bipolar, so we get that super, super cold winter and the super hot summer. But I mean, getting hit by a glove, I would definitely say it's worse when it's cold. That sting, like you guys are saying, the sting is just way different on the face. It's like a hard punch, but with a slap on top of that. So yeah.
Man, it must. I don't know. I must be a Washington native. That's probably why. But I feel like sometimes with that heat, it's almost like a blanket when I'm trying to breathe. It's like, damn, what? I can't breathe in the heat.
Yeah. Yeah,
They're both
definitely.
extreme.
Yeah.
For
Nah,
me, it's which one is easier to prepare for.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Because think about it, like ideally you want to be ready for the fight when it's time to go fight, right?
Yeah.
If I'm prepared for the heat and I'm warmed up, I can probably be more prepped in the heat.
Yeah.
In the cold, you gotta keep the fire through the cold.
Yeah.
You gotta stay warmed up. You gotta stay prepped and ready even more. You know what I mean? And that's why you see so many guys who aren't prepped for that cold, they can never start up.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, and then it rains out there too.
Hey, that'd be a bad fight though in the rain. Sheesh. Yeah.
If you're not prepared though, right?
slippy slide.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was that one fight we were talking with Beast and Fair Play, where there was rain, it was slipping, sliding. They're trying to punch, and they spent more time trying to keep balance. I was like,
bro.
oh, I was curious though. I was gonna ask you because we talked about training, getting the fire going, whatnot, and you said you had been in the gym for a while. Sometimes you stay out. Well, I'm curious what your training looks like. Do you prefer a little bit more technique, focus a little bit more cardio on rounds? I mean, you got a good build. Do you incorporate your weights? I'm curious.
Yeah. So definitely, especially when it's time to really lock in, really get dialed in. The whole month I'm running, but as far as like the last 2 weeks, like before the fight, I'm running, but with weights. Cardio is key. Cardio is key. So I'm running 3 to 4 miles with the weights in my hand, and I'm shadow boxing the whole time. Bam, 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 bam. And people will think I'm crazy, but it works, man. It really, really works. Yeah.
I do the same shit. Well, when I was competing, I was doing the same shit before a fight. Yeah. And I call that what I used to call that? Punching cardio. You know what I mean? You're creating cardio specifically for why you're punching.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks, oh, I can just have cardio. That's why you're running, jogging, skipping. You know what I mean? Can you have cardio while you're throwing attacks?
Exactly. Because I mean that when that one goes out and that two goes out, it's like, you know, people don't think about it. It's not just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get in here, I'm gonna throw a few punches, and then this guy's gonna go down. But what if he doesn't go down? You know, what if the guy does not go down? What's your game plan after that? You know, you have to be able to 1-2, 1-2, retreat, and then, you know, focus on your breathing a little bit, head move, bam, 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 bam. You know, and just keep going and keep going and keep going until the guy drops or it's over. You know, I mean, if you don't, you're gonna get knocked out or the fight's, I mean, it's done. You know, the person with the punch cardio, he's 9 times out of 10 he's gonna win unless he has like dog shit technique. You know, he's gonna win.
Absolutely. Damn, that's cool to hear. See, that's how I start and end all my training sessions, cardio.
Yeah.
The hardest thing for me. Nice. I don't know if so are you guys familiar with the native Geronimo, the Native American?
The name, but not really the story.
So there's all this stuff he did, but one of the things he was known for is being able to outrun horses and dogs. And they had said that when he would practice running, is he would strictly breathe through his nose. And before he would go to the stream, before he'd run up the mountains, get a mouthful of water, and then without opening his mouth, he would run the entire mountain without swallowing the water, only through his nose. And that's one of the things I've tried adopting. I can do about 2.5 miles, and then I have to mouth breathe. But for about 2 miles or 2.5 miles, I could get solid through my nose only. And then after that, that's my limit. And I'm just like,
That's fire.
So, heck yeah. Yeah, that's killer. No.
I wanted to ask you, Grizzly, do you know the fighter in the West Coast that goes by the name of Hitman?
Hitman. You know, I've seen him comment on the post, but I don't think I've seen his fights yet. I gotta definitely check them out. There's just a lot to see.
Yeah,
for sure.
He mentioned earlier he'd love to work with you. He's about, well, last we saw him, he was about 195 or so, but he's a heavy hitter, and stylistically, you guys would match up well, you know. But yeah, I was just checking to see. Yeah. Definitely someone to look up.
Yeah, definitely. You know what? I take that back because I remember him saying that for me to get down to 200, so we could squabble, or someone had said that, and then I did go look up. Yeah, man, the guy's got range for sure. He's a good fighter. Yeah, it'd be a mission to get down to 195, 200. But I mean, if I ever do it, for sure he'd be the first one to lock in for a fight. Yeah, he's got that first round for me for sure. That's if I can get there.
Where are you at? Where are you at?
230 right now. So I mean, I gotta drop a lot, you know. Yeah. But
well, I mean, you cardio, you train heavy and all that stuff. What's some of your nutrition look like? I mean, before a fight, do you regulate what you eat to try to maintain a certain level, or?
Yeah, so definitely, it's really easy for me to blow up. So for the most part, you know, I try to fast. I fast, and then I'll eat salads, a lot of water for sure. And then on those runs, you know, I'll take like the sauna suit so I can get rid of all that like nasty water weight, you know. But for sure, you know, like, I mean, they can call me and I'll be 240 pounds. And then if they need me to be down at 220, I can make that happen in a month. You know, it's just, after the fight, it's hard to not like blow back up because that's where my natural weight is at, you know, like 230, you know, I feel sick at like 200 pounds, you know, I really do. It's not just like me being dramatic or anything, just like anything lower than 220, I just don't feel good. So.
Yeah, health is key. And how many fighters they're like, oh, I made it 150, and then they go eating coming in the day of the fight 185. You're like,
yeah. See, exactly, man. It's I mean, I feel like if you're anything over 5'11" to 6 foot, it's just really hard to be in that like 150, 180 pound range without blowing up. And I mean, unless it's just genetics, I don't know. For me, I'm Hawaiian, Mexican, and Irish. So I mean, I like to eat, I like to drink, you know, and I'm a big guy. So
Yeah. Yeah. How tall are you? Because you're up there.
yeah, 6'3".
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Damn, 6'3", solid. I was gonna say for Halloween, are you gonna be Bane? No,
yeah.
no.
Yeah, I usually go Michael Myers, but yeah, I should go Bane one of these years.
Now, I'm curious. This is a fun question because earlier we saw Samke pull up a Bang can because we got to get this man sponsored by Bang. But if you could be sponsored by anybody or any company, who would it be?
That's a good question. I love Bang. I love energy drinks. I drink a dangerous amount of energy drinks every day. If it had to be gear, I'd say Habusa. I really love their gear. Super good gear. And if not, probably energy drinks.
I'm sorry, bro. Ryan is the trip. Can you drop that comment real quick, Jay?
Yeah.
Roasted pig and potato tacos. Hell yeah. Yes, sir.
That sounds good right about now.
Yeah, yes, sir. Pastor tacos. Hell yeah. Shit. Over
Hey,
here,
but
it's
Hayabusa?
nice.
Hayabusa's a fire brand.
Yeah. I mean, I have my black gloves, the 12 ounces. Yeah, I took a chance with these because these are the gloves that I fight in at the tournaments, and man, dude, it's like super sleek. They got like carbon fiber on the inside, but like super comfortable. I mean, I've got my 16 ounces for the bag, and these feel better than the 16 ounces. And I mean, those have a lot more padding, but these 12s, I mean, it's just something about the Habusa, the engineering. It's pretty nice,
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So we were talking about weight not too long ago, and it sounds like you're much more healthier and comfortable at a heavier weight. So with that being said, could we see you on a title run? Because you're making waves.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know the guy that has the belt right now. Oh my gosh, Doughboy. Yeah. I mean, hey, he's got that belt, and I mean, if he's willing to put that up for grabs, I'll come and get it. You know what I mean? You just let Tank know, let Smoke know, and we'll make it happen. So.
Have you seen any of his fights?
Yeah. So after you had mentioned me on the last podcast, I went and watched a bunch of them, and I mean, yeah, the guy, for a big guy, it's kind of, he reminds me a lot of Seraphim. He's got speed, he's got the power for sure, and he's got that dog in him. Like, he just doesn't quit, and I love that. I love to see that in a fighter, because that is what makes like a really good fight, because I don't have a quit and he doesn't have a quit button. So like, let's get it together and see what happens,
Yeah.
And then Ryan was asking how old you were again. You said you were 20...
25. Yeah, 25.
25, yeah. And then I was curious because sometimes being in the fight game, especially someone who's been in there as long as you have, we experience injuries. And have you ever had something that's taken you out for a little bit, or anything that's truly hurt you? Or no, not really?
I mean, as far as like people hit me, no, not necessarily. I did have a little bit of a setback with some sinuses. I had an encapsulation in my brain, and it caused me to have a bunch of seizures. It had nothing to do with the fight game. It just it was just an unfortunate thing because I was cutting down a few trees for a neighbor, and I wasn't wearing a mask, and I was just breathing on all that like dust and stuff. And I mean, it was taking forever, and I couldn't get the right angle on the chainsaw, so it was just like continuously shooting all the dust into my face. And 2 weeks later, I ended up in the hospital. I didn't know what my name was. I didn't know where I was. I was trying to fight the nurses. I was ripping all the IVs out of my body, and Yeah, so that was probably the thing that took me out and made me gain a bunch of weight. As far as, you know, like, because at that point I had got back up to like 245. I was in the hospital for like 13, 14 days. They wouldn't let me leave. And hospital food, I don't know if you guys are familiar with hospital food, but it's fucking terrible. It's terrible. Like, it's so bad, you know. And yeah, it can make you gain weight pretty quick. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. But yeah, I mean, I've been dealing with that for a while, and I don't really like to share that because then it makes things a little awkward when you go to fight other people. But just anybody that's watching this, I just want you guys to know, like, I'm okay now. You know, you don't have to worry about the seizures or anything. I haven't had seizures in a long time. It was just that one situation. It had nothing to do with fighting. You know what I mean? So if you want to get into the ring, I will get in the ring with you and we'll have a great fight, you know?
That's dope.
Warrior spirit, that can't be bought. That's not even gonna be taught. Some people just have it. You have that all the way.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Damn. And speaking of inspirational, I was gonna say, do you have any fighters that kind of inspired you throughout your growth? I mean, professional, whether you saw it or even family, if you saw them in the ring, or
yeah. So for sure, like off rip, Mike Tyson. You know, Mike Tyson. You know, just a big, heavy hitter, super aggressive. You know, that guy really changed boxing for me. You know, I saw it in a whole different light. I mean, he was just knocking people out left and right, and he went in there with 150% every single bout. You know what I mean? And it was like the person either got dropped or it went to decision. You know what I mean? And I think there was only like 2 or 3 people that dropped Mike Tyson in his whole career. So it's like, I mean, that's like what he's got, like 50, 55, 60 fights. You know, I mean, that's just, for me, that's like, he is like the one true Grizzly, you know what I mean? So you think Tyson is going to beat Jake Paul? Absolutely. Yes, sir. You know what I mean? Hell yeah. Jake Paul doesn't know what he's getting into. Me personally, like, even at seeing that guy move at 60 years old, he's moving faster than a lot of these heavyweight pros right now. You know, he's still a scary person. He is still an absolute monster. Don't ever downplay someone. Just like you guys, you know, like the age, how you guys said earlier, he is still there. The lights are still on in here. And if he hits Jake Paul, he is going to drop him. There's no doubt about it.
absolutely. I mean, you've seen videos of those old men that are like sitting there with head moving, this and that, and Tyson's just on a whole other level. Always has been, always will be. So yeah, I wouldn't want to.
Yeah, animal.
There's always the old guy at the gym who's a monster, who's just, you can't fuck with, right?
No. Yeah.
He just so happens to be one of the baddest men on the planet. You know, like, I don't know.
And he won't say anything to you. He's just wearing a hoodie and he's thumping away on the heavy bag. And then, you know, the coach is like, hey, you know, come in here, you know, like, get some work with this guy. And then, like, oh shit, like, what the hell? Where did this come from? You're a 50-year-old guy. And that's happened to me. You know, shout out Joe Bones. I mean, that guy was 45, 50 years old, and he was putting work in on me. And that was when I was like 18, 19. You know what I mean? Like, oh my gosh, the guy can move, you know, like, and it hurt, man. It hurt, you know? So that fighter spirit never leaves you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And you see some of those people that have been in the game for a while too, like Joy Beltran, you know, Joy Diesel Riggs. It's like over time they just become so compact and solid from all the years, all that muscle build. It's like they have a new term to that grown man strength. Dang.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna
All that
say
experience.
Say what?
All that experience.
Exactly. Oh, I don't know. I lost my train of thought for a split second. Sorry. Actually, perfect. So they say marijuana affects the memory, which is funny. That's killer. I think there could be a fighter or two in Streetbeefs that could beat Jake Paul. What do you guys think? I know.
Absolutely.
There's plenty.
Absolutely.
Jake Paul is decent. He's decent. He's not God's gift to combat.
Nah, man. Okay. He's fucking mediocre. Excuse my language, man, but that guy's mediocre at best. You know what I mean? He came into the fight game super late, you know, and I mean, I don't know. It just he's not. He claims to be the baddest man on the planet. Well, it's like, dude, fight some real boxers. You know what I mean? Fight some real boxers that really, really have like they have their stripes in this game. Don't fight these guys that are retired that just want a paycheck. You know what I mean? Like when he fought oh my god,
not Tommy
Diaz,
Fury.
Diaz, and you know, it's like, dude, Diaz was playing with him the whole time. You know what I mean? But he got a check off of that. You know, like he got a check off of that. And yeah, like Tommy Fury, you know, Tommy Fury dogged him, bro, and he's not even like an amazing boxer. But it just shows like his whole family has been boxing for a long time, and obviously that's going to transfer over to him, you know, like because he's been putting in the work, you know, and he dogged him, bro. Like there's no doubt about that. Go watch those highlights a million times. I mean, the tapes don't lie, you know.
Absolutely. I mean, what was it? Well, Mayweather actually knocked out Logan Paul. We all saw it. He had to lift him up too. He was like, "Pink." I'm like,
I mean, yeah. And what was he saying the whole time? Oh, my weight is going to be the reason that I put you on the floor. And it's like, no, dude, that's Mayweather. That's money Mayweather. I mean, I remember him dropping, what was that one big wrestler guy? Oh my gosh. There's a clip of it. It was WWE.
Oh.
No, it was it Big Show? Was it Big Show?
Oh, wrestling.
I can't remember.
That was that was. Come on now, that was WWF, WWE.
Yeah.
That wasn't that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's just like,
let's be realistic now. Big Show versus Mayweather in real life.
Yeah, true.
This ain't gonna cut it. This
yeah, because
that ain't gonna.
Story, but I
Big
mean,
Show gonna pick that man up.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, with Jake Paul, it's just like, I don't know. Mayweather did not come to play, and he's like, "Hey man, you know, I didn't just come here for a check. I'm gonna hurt you a little bit," and he dropped him, you know. So it's just proof. I mean, these guys have stripes in the game, and they're gonna hurt these YouTubers, you know.
There's levels to it. Any real fighter knows there's levels. We've all been trading with someone a little bit on a different level, and it's like, oh, all right, cool.
Yeah. Humbled real quick, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Doesn't feel good, but
so I was curious. I was gonna ask because you brought up, you know, how Jake Paul fought the Diaz brothers, and I had forgot my question because of a special effect. I was actually gonna ask your stance on smoking, you know, weed, whether before a fight or even as recuperation process, a healing process as well, CBD use. Just kind of your thoughts, real quick.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm not against it. You know, anybody that wants to smoke it, you know, you do you. But as far as like me, I did smoke in high school, and I just had like too many bad trips, so it's just not for me anymore. I can't do it personally because it just makes me way too paranoid. And I like to just have my lungs, you know, healthy for all around. You know, like I don't want to get in the ring and just be too gassed because, you know, smoke. For me, it hurts my lungs really bad. I have asthma and shit, so it doesn't work for me. Yeah, but nothing against it. Nothing against it. I mean, it's a cool little buzz. I mean, on the small occasion that I might have like a little hit off a joint, you know. I mean, we're at a party, we're celebrating, you know. Yeah, sure, you know. But as for like all the time, nah, I can't do it. CBD though, like CBD creams, like for my shoulder and stuff, and like my neck. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that it's. I mean, 100% that works. Like that's one of the things like way better than any like icy hot or whatever. CBD definitely works for sure.
Facts.
Now, this is the part of the show I don't like because I have to unfortunately be kind of like a bad guy and say we can't keep you all night. But I know Samke, I was going to ask if you had any final questions for your guests for the evening.
Final question, man, for the night. For Grizzly and his fight career, what is the end goal?
You know, just stick in Street Beefs, and if the fight game's good to me, I'll keep going. I'll keep going, and I mean, if the moment arises where I can, take care of my family with fighting, and I'll do that, and I'll always, no matter what, like Street Beefs, you guys are so awesome. Like a lot of love for Street Beefs. You guys put me on. I'm getting my face, my name out there, and pay you guys back a million times over. It's so awesome to see, my family like supporting me with this, and so yeah, just if the moment arises where I can make some money, maybe after 10, 15 fights in Street Beefs, I'll pursue the amateur pros and see where it goes from there.
I dig it, man. I dig it. Well, shit, man, it's been a phenomenal conversation, bro. We appreciate
absolutely.
you and your time, man.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for having me on. I really appreciate it. It was a blast. This is awesome. This is my first podcast ever, so I was sorry if I'm a little nervous. Yeah, first podcast ever, man. Yeah.
It's a great show, man.
Yeah, definitely. I'll definitely
so we're gonna
share
get that snippet.
Yeah. First one.
Then we're gonna have all your knockouts. Bam, 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 bam.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
You want to go ahead and give the people like your info, where they can find you?
Oh yeah. So on Instagram, it's gonna be MYLES and then 0 and underscore and then a lowercase o. On Facebook, it's just gonna be Miles Wright, and that's MYLESWRIGHT. And that's about all I have. Thank you guys for having me on. I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. Awesome conversation. You guys are sick. So definitely gonna share this. A lot of my family are gonna be tuning in, and we'll share it. And you know what I mean. This is awesome, man. This is so much fun. So much fun for sure. Thanks, Sam K, for having me on, buddy. It was nice to meet you, bro.
Nice to meet you, Grizzly.
We appreciate you, brother.
Thanks, man. You guys have a great night.
Hey,
it's crazy to see from the knockout artist to actually get to talk to Grizzly as a person. It's like,
yeah, man. Dope individual, man. Dope individual. And has crazy knockout power.
Oh, yeah. And luckily, you guys know that the show's not quite over yet, so don't go anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
So I got to ask you, because I always everything I do with the podcast comes from a place of sports, right? My brain always works in sports. So with an artist, isn't it almost like, sure, my first contract was shit, but I'm playing for my second contract. I'm playing for to get that generational wealth, because that first contract, you're new, they got you, they can give you whatever they want, plus you're learning the game.
I'm not mad at anybody that feels that way. I feel like a lot of, not even just artists, I think with a lot of shit, your first deal, your first whatever the hell it is, be the shittiest one, because you're still learning the situation, you're still learning the game. Once you learn more, that second one, you're gonna make sure it works for you. It may feel like it may look like it's a little less than the first contract, but it works out better for you than that first contract did.
What's up, everybody? It's Jay from Yankee and the Brit.
Buddy V's Fighters to Watch.
We always start at the scrap yard, and we have Dorian. Man, this guy can fight. And let me just say, I love the composure he has. Big boys, when they have skills, oh my goodness. He had one or two hits, and then he took everything into his control. The way he was hitting, the way he was grappling. And the craziest part is there's a few side hits you see him doing, and you're like, dang, he's hitting them hard. Guy turns around, and his nose was facing the other direction.
No.
Yeah, so I instantly was like, hold on, he has a couple other fights? Watched them, wrote it down. You got to go see Dorian from the scrapyard. A beast MMA fighter. From the West Coast, we have Deploy. Now, this fight is a new fighter, definitely earned his spot. from the minute I saw him walk, his composure, I was like, this guy knows what he's doing. And watching his fight, he had some nice inside leg kicks that he took, and then he made sure to deploy his game plan. Deploy. He was good. He definitely showed some skill, and I want to see more of him. I want to see deploy. I feel like he has some more in the reserve. He's got some special skills. I need to see him brought out. Come on, deploy. From the OG yard, Macho. Man, and yes, this guy's definitely macho. He has a couple fights, and again, just like before, you can see some of the experience with the way he handles himself in this fight. Sometimes it's not always person that's going there, here. You can see this demeanor that they have, and they might take a hit. You're watching defense, they're sitting there studying their opponent, and yeah, he definitely took advantage when the opportunity was prime. So macho, let me see some more, man, because you're macho in that ring. And Dirty South. We need some fights coming up, man. I'm waiting, but we got Jaden Cloud. So this is the crazy part because he was taking some shots. I cannot lie. You can never count a fighter out because the level of heart, the level of dog they have. He came and he made this fight his own. I was that guy. I counted him out for a second, and he proved me why I was wrong and why you could never do that. He came back to get a dub, and he made sure that he earned it. So the Jaden Cloud, those are my 4 fighters to watch.
Those are some great picks, man. Great picks as always.
There you go.
Fire. Yeah, Some Can the Fire 5. We're going to start things off at the OG yard. You see it. This is Dad Bod versus Danger Boy. Crazy names, crazy fight. This is a fight, an MMA match, and this fight is between experience versus youth. And we get to see that age is not a limit. A lot of heart and determination on display here. Unstoppable will. Yeah, it was a lot of respect shown, and there was a lot of heavy shots thrown. Streetbeefs, OG Yard, Dad Bod versus Danger Boy, firefight. Yeah, this one right here just dropped recently. Streetbeef Scrapyard, Nubby versus The Sauce. This was a firefight. This was a kickboxing match, and man, this right here was a shocker. It was a true shocker. As you see here, we have a fighter who is showing that he has no disabilities because he is fully capable out there. Incredible display of technique, lots of pressure combinations, and I'm really looking forward to both these fighters coming back. We got a quick, sharp finish at the end. Streetbeef Scrapyard, Nubby versus The Sauce, firefight. You see it. We back at the West Coast. Tiny Tank versus Zetro, boxing match. This went down at our 4-year anniversary, and these men did not disappoint whatsoever. This was a power puncher versus a technical boxer, and we saw that on full display by both men. Lots of volume, lots of fire thrown, lots of cracking shots, slips, combos, feints, body work, everything you want to see in a firefight. Streetbeefs West Coast, Tiny Tank versus Zetro. Yeah, taking you to Dirty South. You see it. You see the title right here. It says Chief versus Max Wages. They actually had a mishap on one of the names. This is actually Chief versus Sploof in a boxing match. You see the timestamp, 2 minutes and 55 seconds. This fight did not last too long. This is once again experience versus youth. We had some vicious uppercuts, as you could see in the thumbnail, crippling body shots. And we had a controversial ending in which the match didn't actually end. So go check this out. Streetbeefs Dirty South, Chief versus Max Wages, actually Sploof. And we're going to end things off at the OG Yard tonight. PJ versus Conan. This was a MMA mixer match, meaning these two are two different weights. They agreed upon it, and they went out there and they banged. Destructive strikes, solid grappling on both parts, both parties. Lots of grit on display, and lots of fire being thrown by both men. These guys did not disappoint. Streetbeefs, OG Yard, PJ versus Conan, Samke and the Fire 5.
Straight fire, like always.
Appreciate it, bro. Yeah, man. These guys, those fights, I promise you, you guys will not be disappointed. Those were some great fights.
Well, even though I'm having some crazy fun and I'm about to go look up some of those firefights right after the show, is it about that time?
It's about that time, bro. Once again, phenomenal show. Much appreciated, Buddy V. Much appreciated, Jay. And much appreciated to our guest tonight, Grizzly. If you guys haven't watched any of his fights, please go up and check his fights out tonight. Grizzly puts on a show each and every time. Undefeated heavyweight. Shout out to Street Beefs OG Yard, Street Beefs Scrap Yard, Street Beefs West Coast, Street Beefs Dirty South. We do this for y'all. The people watching this right now, the people in the comment section, people watching this on playback, we appreciate y'all. We do this for y'all. Yeah, I don't really do the social media. You got me. You're trying to catch me. I'm here, same time, same place every week. And shout out to Overtime Hustler Magazine. Shout out to Heart in the Fight. And shout out to zwellworld.com. Once again, where you can get your Zwell merch, you can get your MMA Underground merch, and you can get the Samke shirt, Cardio is Key. Cardio is Key. Once again, that's zwellworld.com. And that's it for me.
Yeah, Zwell World, as you see here. And the website was pretty much almost 100%, 1000% redone. So much of it's looking good, looking nice. Yeah, revamped a whole bunch. And come check out the MMA Underground page because no one said nothing. You ain't said nothing yet. I said just go look at it and let me know what you think. What? But I've been seeing some follows. I've been posting a lot more on Instagram. And if you guys can see, you've seen a lot more of the stuff preparing, some of the jewelry I've been making. And, even if you don't get anything or you just, just give it a like, give it a heart, just like the show. Because, you can always find the fun stuff that we have up on there. But I enjoy everything that you, I can't, I got tongue tied, sorry. I enjoy all of you watching because we wouldn't have a show if it wasn't for all of you. So, yeah, thank you all very much. Samke, we kill it every single week. You always get some killer ass guests too. Woo! Jay, we gotta keep going your toes because the show was so smooth. It was like warm butter on toast. And I had a blast. So thank you all very much for the best part of every Tuesday of every week. Yeah. We'll end it in Jay's famous words as always. One world, one love, deuces. Ooh, 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 ooh.